In the vicinity, only the 10th was not engaged in the conquest of Jericho. The 10th Legion had remained a considerable distance to the north, guarding the top of the Jordan Valley. In the second place, the coin de Vaux had found proved not to be from the 10th Legion at all, or, for that matter, from any other, although badly damaged and exodized. The coin, when subjected to expert scrutiny, proved to have come from Ashkelon and to date from AD 72 or 73. Here was a blunder that could not be equivocated away. De Vaux had no choice but to publish a formal retraction. This retraction, however, appeared only as a footnote in his opus L'archéologie manuscript de la Morte, published in French in 1961 and in English translation in 1973. Mention of this was unfortunate. De Vaux says laconically, for this coin does not exist. On the whole, De Vaux tended to be shamelessly cavalier in his conclusions about coins when he found any that did not conform to his theories. He simply dismissed them. Thus, for example, he found one dating from the period between AD 138 and 161. He shrugged off its possible relevance with the comment that it must have been lost by a passer-by. By the same token, of course, an earlier coin on which he attempted to establish his dating and chronology for Qumran could also have been lost by a passerby, but De Vaux seems not to have considered this possibility. Of the archaeological evidence found at Qumran, coins have been particularly important to the international team and the adherents of their consensus. Indeed, it was on the basis of this evidence that they deduced the time span of the community, and it was through their interpretation of this evidence that they established their dating and chronology. Prior to Eisenman, however, no one had bothered to question this misinterpretation. Roth and Driver, as we have seen, endeavoured to establish a chronology on the basis of the internal evidence of the scrolls themselves. De Vaux and the international team were able to discredit them simply by invoking the external evidence supposedly provided by the coins. That this evidence had been spuriously interpreted went unnoticed. Eisenman recognized that Roth and Driver, arguing on the basis of internal evidence, had in fact been corrected, but in order to prove this, he had first to expose the erroneous interpretation of the external evidence. He began with the coin distribution, pointing out that they reveal two periods of peak activity. Some 450 bronze coins were discovered at Qumran in the course of excavation. They encompassed a span of some 2.5